Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Castlevania Dracula X. Where we last left off, I just completed stage number 3 and moving on to stage number 4. But before that, let's go head back to the last portion of stage number 3. Remember what I said about not falling off from here, this section? Well, here's what happens if you do. You don't actually die compared to other ones, but instead you fall into an alternate stage. A stage 4 alternate. Though I strongly suggested not to do this as you pretty much locked yourself out of getting the best ending and will get the bad ending. Anyways, here are the Catacombs. First enemies to encounter are mudmen and the gooey mud. Be careful as if you fall completely in and submerge, you'll die. It also slows down your speed. I'll avoid using the holy water right now, I prefer using the axe. Especially it's good with the jumping skeletons. Yeah, the main concern of this stage is actually the muddy parts. In fact, we'll see it later used more nastily later on, but it should be passed pretty easily. Here's some axe armors and more skeletons. Speaking of alternate stages, the original Rondo of Blood, there were actually 4 alternate stages, if I can remember, but here, due to the port's somewhat rushed nature, cheaper nature, there are only 2 alternate stages, 4 alt and 5 alt. Here's some green goop, which acts exactly the same as the brown mud. Be wary about jumping on these platforms. Bats tempt you into jumping, but it'll destroy you to the bottom where it's very hard to get back up. In a later section, that is. There are some nice items you can get down there by breaking those candles, but I prefer to just take the faster route. I already have enough hearts. Yeah, I have about 60 hearts, so it's not necessary. Go up the stairs. And here's one of the unique enemies which we'll only see here, if I can remember. It's Giant Red Skull. It has 2 main attacks, or 3. First it'll try swinging into one of you, then it'll do a charge swing, this jump backwards backflip, and then after that it'll try jumping over you. And repeat the process. You can destroy the bone thrown upwards by destroying an item at it. I just used an axe. And after about 12 or 15 hits, it'll be down. It's a shame though we only see it once. Here's another bone dragging, as annoying as usual. And here's the most risky part of the stage. The brown goop mixed up with the spikes overhead can really screw you over if you want to get it perfect. Here I discarded the axe in favor of the knife, or daggers, mainly because of the boss that's coming up. Could use the axe, but I still prefer using the knife, as it was really buffed compared to the previous games where you only threw 1 knife at a time. Here you throw a group of 3, and it pierces through enemies, so that's nice. More mudmen. The most risk here is the bat. Hit the stones there if you need some extra health. And here's the room before the boss. Pick up all the hearts as you need, though at this point I have over 90, so not really necessary. Alright, here's the boss for stage 4 alternate. Okay, here he is. The boss is called the Necromancer. He has 2 forms. In his first form, he'll go from left to right of the screen. He'll fire a little fireball which fires 2 spreads up or down, and if you get hit by them, they'll curse you and make you attack slow or move slow. And he also forms 2 skeletons at the bottom, which will try chasing you. Basically, just try smacking him and coordinating so that he moves left and right, and so you don't get hit. Overall, the most risk of this boss is that the fireball which follows you. For this phase, at least. Oh, one more hit, and boom, first phase down. Now at this point, you would think he'd be dead, but unlike most other bosses in this game, he actually has 2 forms. In this form, he'll form a shield of graves, and he'll first throw 1 at your position, and then he'll throw the rest 3 in the next position, which can be destroyed by hitting it with a sub-weapon or a whip. Next, he'll try spinning around and around, forming skeletons or a green mudman at the bottom. I essentially finished him off by spamming all the daggers. The advantage of using and over here avoid his final death attack by ducking. The reason why I wanted to use the dagger, as you've seen here, is because it pierces through and destroys all the mud in one hit. Otherwise, it's not too bad. I assume it's the third hardest boss in the game for going for perfect. Overall, that was the Catacombs, aka Stage 4 Alt. Pretty interesting stage, though the mud slowed it down quite a bit. Though, like I said earlier, if you're going down this path, you won't get the best ending. Music was catchy. Anyways, let's go back to the good and better paths of the game, where we can move off from Stage 3 and move on to Stage 4. Where instead of going to the Catacombs, we now go to the Abandoned Mine, which oddly enough shares the same music as the Catacombs. And as you see, I will not take any sub-weapons now because I need that key. Take out the zombies. Yeah, I thought, sometimes some of the doors in this game or connections to other rooms are a bit odd to figure out. One of the advantages of using the item crash with the key is that you only need 15 hearts to do it, but it'll render you immortal for a few seconds, as well as lifting up the air, and it doesn't drain any hearts, you just need 15. I do like the question mark symbol over Richter's head, thinking, what is it supposed to do? Just take out these bats and skeletons. These bone drakes are the most danger, especially with now their ability to curve shots. This is one of the times where I wish I had the Castlevania 4's Simon Belmont's ability to whip in all 8 directions. Too bad. And of course the ability to walk faster, which was kind of odd considering in Rondo of Blood, Richter walked a lot faster. So porting something. Anyways, slay these bone dragons. Keep going to the right. Alright. Oh, sorry. Anyways, here's one of the... Be worried about these crushing blocks, just wait for them to go down and jump on top of them. Here's an axe armor, which is very inconveniently placed. These are the axe armor would have been much easier to take care of if I had a sub-weapon, preferably the axe. Oh well, now his shield's down, it shouldn't be too hard. That was very close. And that too. Always be careful. Just take your time and get on top of them for safety. To remove the risks. Now, to compare it with Stage 4 alternate, risky chicken, the Stage 4 is much slower, slower paced, but this one's much faster paced in terms of risks. You have to take your time in Stage 4, and here you have to move it faster. Still, they're about the same difficulty. Alright, here's one of the more important ones of this stage. Do not fall or die. You need this key very soon. Avoid these funny skulls. And boom! Here's the room I was talking about. I had to use this item crash to avoid getting hit. And if you have the key, you can unlock the store. And in it is Annette. Or Maria, sorry. Sorry, I mixed up the two. Yep, we save Maria, but the only way you can do it is if you succeed in getting the key from Stage 3 and keeping it. And Annette's in a different stage, Stage 5 alt, but we'll get there very soon enough. Though, in this game there are only 2 maidens to save, Maria and Annette. In Rondo of Blood there were actually 4 maidens to save. Maria, Annette, and in addition to them, 2 others. They're the most annoying enemies in the game, the moles. And the red skeletons, which even if you kill them, they'll come back alive. Because of the way the moles or goblins rip unpredictable patterns of jumping, it becomes incredibly annoying to kill them without something like the cross, but I need the key. As well as sometimes it can actually surprise you. Like here, it came right out of the ceiling, so I took a hit. Alright, in this case the path of the stage branches out. If you still have the key, you can take this door upwards to Stage 5 alternate, which I will do in this one. You need to do that in order to get the best ending. However, for this part of the LP, I'll be showing the normal route. I'll be showing the good route in the next part as well. Alright, now we face our next boss, the Minotaur. Which in this case is one of the more tough bosses of the game, especially because it has 4 or 5 different attacks. As you saw here, he can try breeding stone bread at you, which can freeze you and turn you into stone. He can also do a simple axe chop, or he can raise his axe in order to block blows. In this case, the best weapon to use would be the axe, as it goes over his axe shield. You can also jump up, hit the ground. You can jump upwards and downwards. By abusing the axes, I can force him to do that. And he can do a charge like he just did there. To dodge, either jump up on one of the stone platforms or do a backflip. One move he didn't really show here was that when he punches the ground, grabs some stones and throws them, which is very hard to dodge. But otherwise, he isn't too bad, as long as you abuse the axes, or another sub-weapon, as you can block many others. Overall, the Abandoned Mine wasn't too bad of a stage, though like the rest of the stages it is shown, I don't know, it's kind of missing some atmosphere. I do like the prisms in the background, but overall, it's the same difficulty as Stage Vault. Anyways, following from finishing Stage 4 in the normal pathway, we get to Stage number 5. The Inner Sanctum. Normally if we took the Stage 4 alternate route out, we would actually gone to the underground lake. Anyways, here we are. We first encounter this axe skeleton at the top, or axe armor. In this case, I decided to use this axe a lot because in this stage there's a lot of vertical or a lot of size jumps, so these crows are always so annoying. I do like the music of the Inner Sanctum. It's less repetitive compared to the Stage 4's music. Moles or bats, the worst nightmare. It's here where I'll abuse the axe sub-weapon quite a bit so I can actually survive. In this case, by positioning it carefully enough, you can kill the moles and the bats at one go. Though, if you're not careful and kill them quickly, they can very quickly overwhelm you. Just like here. Quickly I'm overwhelmed, so I had to use the Atom Crash. So don't be afraid to use your hearts here, especially if you're going for a perfect run. Careful positioning. You could use some other sub-weapons, but I would say the axe is best because of its arc. Though the next best sub-weapons would be the cross and the daggers. Here's the upper section, more annoying crows which knock you off. Which is why I'm throwing so many axes. I'm trying to be cautious to avoid it. Be wary of standing on these platforms, though they'll crumble if you stand long enough, and they won't respawn unless you go off screen. If you jump, you can delay how long it takes. Really wanted to take that hard. Alright, we're back in a building now. Be aware of these spearmen, especially the bottom one. They're kind of in a bad spot here, as I can't really go down without getting hit, so I decided to throw some axes to kill at least one of them. Good. Well, now with one I can actually get down without getting poked. Kind of risky here, but yeah. Sometimes the collision detection in this game is a bit spotty, though we'll get into that more in the Dracula fight. Keep going down and we encounter a new enemy, which is only encountered here. The Great Swordsmen, which are a pain to kill. They have two attacks where they can either do a simple sword swipe forward, or they can do a charge swipe where they go forward and slash towards you. The cross is the best weapon to use against them, as it can hit them multiple times. Or you can actually use if you mash the attack button enough, you can actually kill them in one pass. Though I wouldn't suggest it. I'm taking too many risks here. I suggest just using the cross or staying away. Now, there are two pathways to take up. If you take this pathway up, you'll encounter the Spearman, a Creaking Skull, or a Floating Skull, and a 5 heart. You don't need to go up here unless you want the hearts. And of course, another reason why not to go up there is because it respawns all those great swordsmen, which can actually hit you on the stage if you go down immediately. And it can hit you through this wall as well. Decided to throw one axe out of spite, because there was one run where I actually got hit by them, so... Here's a connection. The spearmen from the bottom. They're always so annoying. I tried to kill a few of them. Actually, I was able to abuse the backflip to get a bit higher. Seems like the backflip allows you to jump a bit higher compared to the normal jump, though that may be just me. There's the same pathways before. Yeah, when the spearmen do that spinning twirl, it blocks all the sub-weapons for most of them, so it's still annoying. Alright, here's the hardest part of the stage. All the platforms to the right are all over a bottomless pit. Especially with all the crows and the bats here, it can easily knock you off into the header. And of course, later on, very soon you'll see the platforms will collapse. Another blue axe hammer. There's a cross, which I decided not to actually. Not to take. I decided to keep it temporarily. Or in this case, in the previous one, I decided not to take it. In this case, I decided to take it anyway. Be warned, these platforms will collapse if you stand too long on them. And I got the axe back. Yeah, I realized that I decided to change my mind halfway. Anyways, here's the next boss with the Inner Sanctum. The Lipustan, or Werewolf, or Wereman. He can either try punching you with an enemy punch, or he'll try climbing the wall and try rolling into you. If you come too close to him, he'll try punching you at the ground. If you get too far, he'll try ramming into you. He'll always try doing a roll jump over you. And when he's low on health, he'll try spinning around all the room, bouncing. You can still damage him, not really so. Here's his energy combo. And with enough hits, he'll die, and his death throw is to punch the ground and hit and release a lot of rocks in the air. They can all damage you, by the way. And he reverts back to his human form, and then he disintegrates, or something. I never know what happened to that guy who's the werewolf. Anyway, that was Inner Sanctum, aka Stage 5. If you take this route, you won't get the best ending, but you'll get the normal ending, where you just say Maria. Overall, that was stage number 5. Kind of liked it, the music and such, but overall, it's kind of a so-so stage. Thanks for watching, viewers. I'll see you next time for stage 5 alternate, and everything from there on. Toodles!